Here we go. This was posted by CBC Watcher. So Joe Warmington is asking Pierre Poilievre about this dystopian Privy Council report. Remember, people, things can always get worse.
You mentioned about this report out of the Privy Council.
Yeah.
Now, as a crime reporter, if you will, when I hear something like that, I cannot believe what I've heard. And it's such a stark contrast to what you talked about in your platform. But I do want to go back, if you can address that, how that's going to help fix it. But that is the most negative thing in my 40 years in journalism that I've ever heard about Canada. I don't see it too many places in the media, and I think it can't be glossed over. So I'd like to talk about that and how you're going to fix that if you win on next week.
I think you're absolutely right. I'm shocked that, like, this is not an interest group or an opinion columnist or even a think tank that has put out this report. It is not even just a government department. It is the Prime Minister's personal department. Like, I think somebody has to ask Mark Carney, has he seen this report? His department wrote it. And what they are anticipating on the current trajectory is a total meltdown, a societal breakdown in Canada if we stay on the current track. Why this isn't blazing the front pages of every news outlet in the country right now is beyond me. Look, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. It blows my mind. What they're actually saying is that I'm just going to read some of these more.
Well, the reason that it's not headline news is because Mark Carney is the new sugar daddy for the corporate media in Canada, particularly the CBC, obviously, right? That's why they're so close to getting them in, getting that extra 150 million that's promised to the CBC. How is that even legal, right? For Mark Carney to go to say publicly, to offer what is clearly, transparently a bribe, to say, I will increase your funding by $150 million. Everybody gets a raise. At least the important people get a raise. If I win, how is that even legal? I mean, it just seems like obvious election interference. That just seems like obviously buying influence. How can it be anything else? I mean, you got a guy offering to give them a raise. It's insanity. Anyway, let's continue.
More people. This is for the future. It's not enough for Mr. Carney to say, oh, well, the last 10 years is in the past. Forget about it. Stop bothering me about the past, he will say. This is the predicted future his department foresees for Canada. More people may struggle to afford rent, bills, or groceries. The resulting stress could worsen mental health challenges. This would increase demand on social services. In 2040, upward social mobility is almost unheard of in Canada. Hardly anyone believes that they can build a better life for themselves or their children through their own efforts. Many worry about sliding down the social order. In 2040, owning a home is not a realistic goal for many. Inequality between those who rent and those who own has become a key driver of social, economic, and political conflict. In 2040, pursuing a post-secondary education is no longer considered a reliable path to social mobility. Fewer young people choose post-secondary education, and those who do see it less as a path to a successful career than a way to reinforce their membership in the, quote, elite. That's not my words. That's the government's words. The report paints a terrifying picture of a spiral of economic depression and cost inflation. People may lose faith in the Canadian project, it says. It forecasts that this may trigger people to, quote, emigrate to jurisdictions where they perceive upward social mobility or other higher standards of living are easier to obtain. If young workers leave, it may become harder to pay for our social programs for the older people in the country. And then this last line, it staggers me. That because groceries are expected to become so expensive, according to Mr. Carney's top government department, people may start to hunt, fish, and forage on public lands and waterways. Like, it is just hard to believe when you read these words that this is about Canada. This is exactly why I'm in politics, to reverse this, to give people back the promise of this country. And we know what to do. We know how to get there. We have to unleash a plan for change, a plan that will cut people's taxes so their hard work pays off, that will remove bureaucracy so we can build over 2 million homes, that will lock up the violent criminals, that will unleash our resources to generate a $500 billion of extra economic growth, that will fund schools and hospitals and opportunity for our people. That's what's at stake. That's what change means.
Well, I mean, hopefully enough people will see this, to make a difference. Obviously, the media is not going to want to talk about it too much because, again, it gets in the way of the narrative, gets in the way of that big raise from Sugar Daddy Mark Carney, of course. Right? I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of important. The government itself is predicting that people might have to start hunting and fishing and foraging on public lands to eat. I don't know. That seems like kind of a problem. That's not a great promise for the future. Hey, young people, guess what? You can rent a 600 square foot tiny house from us, and you can stay healthy by hunting and fishing and foraging so that you can eat. Wow. I don't know. It doesn't seem like the greatest thing to me. It doesn't seem like a great pitch to me. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.